Multiple signs for assessing the decline of the human condition as I document the lives of the Homo communia. Hey, one thing I can mention is how it's still hard for me about my cat. I'll talk more about that later and how that resulted. But like online, let's say groups that help people with lost pets, you can see that a lot of the time when an animal friend like a cat is found, it's often the cat came back home. And I have no home for the cat to come back to if my cat is still alive and ready. And it's possible for me that the cat was found by people that are toxic, that don't like that I've criticized them, because they're on Facebook too, right? And they would be happy to see a video like this where I'm still sad about my cat. And I gotta be sure I'm hydrated when I'm ready to cry over that. And I'm proud that I'm the kind of person that can cry over that. And how we can use it to, let's say, find an animal friend, or, and hope that nobody did anything harmful on purpose because it's my cat, or didn't find the cat and do something that is for profit. Or maybe that knows the cat got harmed but doesn't want to share because they're worried about culpability or to hurt my feelings or whatever it is. I mean, it's possible that my cat disappeared in the woods and nobody ever saw him. An eagle got him or not, or wolves or whatnot. But, other situations are more likely, and the internet can't really help that much with that. Or if it can, it's still related to the choices people make on how they want to communicate or use the internet. When I took training, because I was already very good working in this industry, and my supervisors said, yeah, we'll support you to, go do the ECE. Except I was already having better results with the kids than they were. And the trainer of the course, one of the first courses I took, said how she was getting complaints that she had to give less homework for the same course she'd been given for 20 years. That was one sign that training would be less and less for the same certification. There's news reports about in Ontario how the Ministry of Transportation, this is happening with the insurance companies? People are getting discount just to buy a certificate as if they're well trained for driving? Well, again, I reported this, including to the police and the Ministry of Transportation, in the year 2000. So it's not changing, right? It's hypocrisy. It's such the norm now that people don't even worry they're being investigated when they do this. And if they're caught, their business isn't shut down, and nobody's going to jail. People going to jail at this point would even be police officers who say, well, this is happening, you might as well do it. To their kids, maybe, right? I mean, right? Everybody wants to take less training for the benefits. So, I mean, I observe places where people go supposedly to be trained for badminton. And there's really no lessons, there's really no training, but people feel good. They could say, I took this training. And of course, badminton is not something you can hide as much as sitting in an office and pretending you're this great ECE while not, being evaluated or observed with the students, right? Recently there's a First Nations community where the boss of the entire education department has zero experience as an educator, but that's okay, because her title is so important. And of course, she keeps having to replace teachers every year that go, right? And it's not like the facilities aren't beautiful. Because, if parents have a place to drop off their kids, that's what it's about. That's the only thing they need. There's some sort of certification on the wall. The government says, okay, they're certified. They did the paperwork. Now, of course, the government doesn't evaluate their work and doesn't follow up. It's just fake. It's fake diplomas, fake training. You don't need to take the training. Fake image, more and more of this. So for me, of course, when I'm training somebody in badminton today, a couple that are happy, I notice less people want me in games that are the fake learners or the fake enthusiasts of badminton or other things. So it's extremely rare. It's getting more and more rare for me to be able to give free training. But when I do, I tell you, it's nice, because as a person who wants to role model accountability in a battle that I'll never win, I'll never be able to undo what the norm does, right? The river of their devolution due to HSD is too powerful. I could never be a swimmer, even with jets on my shoes, to counteract that. But the thing is to be a proud, real, self-actualized Homo sapien, it's still, as much as possible, if I find people open here and there to add a little bit to their self-actualization, probably never reaching levels of Homo sapien type operating system, is I'll still do it because I'm alive. It's not like there's an alien species that I can collaborate with to help my species stop destroying the biosphere. I can't. There's nobody like that. So I can only do little butterfly effects here and there that won't end up succeeding, except that I will always be able to do this. I will always be Martin, who actually says he's like this and acts like this. Martin, who doesn't sell an image, who's actually the guy who walks the talk. Now, the more I walk the talk and the more people notice I walk the talk, the more I also find that they suddenly start thinking I'm dishonest for walking the talk, because it's in opposition of the norm. Or I must be mentally unstable, because for them is, no, you don't get it, and it's unconscious, is you're supposed to sell the image you're like this. You can't be like actually acting like this. You will, like, you're self-sabotaging if you do. And sometimes they have good intentions. They're trying to bring me down to help me fit into the norm. And the more I say, well, no, I'm actually the originator of this grand unification theory in the social sciences that explains the devolution of our species, making it less likely that we can tap into the higher functions of our brain, and how cruel that is to your kids and grandkids, that you won't even have a conversation about it, while all they will have is fake diplomas with no skills to take on the most challenging problems of our historical history as a species on this planet.